Question for you. You now have Hillary Clinton, and this is why I say the Russians have been successful with what they have done. You have the likes of Hillary Clinton writing in The Atlantic in a new article that she wants to get rid of the Electoral College. Ari, you know, I came from New Hampshire. We get too little electoral votes, but you know what? We actually have a voice because of those two votes. If we didn't have those votes, we wouldn't really have anything, right? Because it would all be New York and California. And while they're still more important electorally, those two votes can matter. And this is why our founding fathers set up a system like this. And now Hillary Clinton, who, let's not forget, during 2016 was suggesting how horrendous and awful and despicable it was for Donald Trump to say that he may not, should he not win, trust the results of the election. Now she's effectively saying that, say, let's get rid of the Electoral College. If you ask me, the Russians have succeeded because you've now got someone of Hillary Clinton's stature saying, I don't want electoral colleges anymore. Thoughts?
Here's what bothers me. I remember distinctly in September, August of 2016, when Donald Trump was talking about it's rigged, it's rigged. The media lit their hair on fire. How can he say that? He's not going to accept the results of an election. How can anybody say that? And it's what Hillary's doing. Yeah. And the media gives it a pass. Yeah. You know, Hillary. Or
actually, the media kind of agrees with her.
The rules that she agreed to, she no longer will support what happened in the election. Well, you can't do that. Even Al Gore accepted it. And so we have an electoral college. It's per the Constitution. So who is it now who wants to throw out the Constitution because they don't like the results?
Yeah, it's the team that lost.
I don't want to throw out the Constitution.
Well, Doug,
I want to change the Constitution.
Because you don't want an electoral college either?
No, I don't. I believe that one man, one vote. Look, it's not a settled question that we have to have an electoral college with it where New Hampshire has more weight than people in New York.
You know what?
It's not an extreme position.
You have a diverse country here. And it is one of the beauties of this country. And we have people. You disagree that
I don't believe we're diverse, but I think we should have one man, one woman, one vote. I don't think that's a radical
basically,
position.
if you live in New York City's ruling the rest of the world, despite the fact that New York City is so vastly different the rest of the country.
Doug, would you abolish the Senate?
Vastly different than places like Alabama. Go ahead.
No, I would not abolish the Senate. I would abolish the Electoral College.
Would you abolish the United States Senate?
That before the presidential election. Donald Trump won fair and square. I feel badly about Hillary Clinton. I'm not a big fan of hers. But that doesn't mean an election is rigged or unfair or inappropriate. It just means you want a better system that I think is more responsive.
You know what this means? Bill Clinton wouldn't have won, right? Because he won the Electoral College, but not the popular vote.
I think he did win the popular vote both times.
I would double check that. I was reading just
Am I wrong,
Time Magazine. Can we trust Time Magazine just yesterday?
Who won the popular vote in 92? Bill Clinton. 96, Bill Clinton.
All right. Well,
I was in the 96 campaign.
Has it wrong. But anyway, Ari, back to you. You would not abolish the Electoral College because of why?
Well, one, I do believe that our system works, and our system is built on a combination of one man, one vote, and the states.
Sorry, keep going, Ari.
And as a result of that, you don't change it because you didn't like the results of the previous election. So my question to people like Doug, if he says our whole system should be one man, one vote, do you also support then the abolition of the Senate and having two House of Representatives? Because the Senate has the same feature.
No, I understand.
So how can you support wanting to keep the Senate but not the Electoral College?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to issue a clarification. He did not win the majority, but he did win the popular vote.
That's correct.
So, okay. But he did not win the majority, though. Anyway, I just find
let Doug answer that question. I'd like to hear from Doug how you can be consistent in saying you want to keep the Senate but not keep the Electoral College.
It's very simple.
How you would get rid of
If I can answer Ari's question, he's asked me.
Hundreds of years old. Go ahead.
Very simple. You can reflect diversity as you want. With the Senate, there are 2 in Montana and 2 in New York, and you can have one man, one vote. So our presidential election is in 14 states.
Listen, you know what? I don't like the sound of it one bit. And maybe that's just because I'm a small town girl from a very small state where we actually had a voice on a national platform. And I want to preserve that voice for every single person throughout this country that is not living in the likes of New York or California. And this system has worked for us for hundreds of years.